Hey everybody, this is Craig Cuttle, the Director of Nature Blind School. Today in this video we're going to take a look at some backpacking stoves. Not necessarily on the form and function of them, but a couple of the main categories that you'll run into. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are recommending putting these in your survival kit, and if that suits your needs, then by all means go ahead and do that. But what I wanted to do is make sure that we're aware of a couple of things about these that are important to understand, so that when you need them, you can actually utilize them. The inside of each of these compartmentalized pipeline.
Waiting on word from city or state officials to see what's going on, what they can tell us.
I would say first and foremost, we're going to talk about the jet boil. We utilize jet boils all the time during our classes, simply because they are incredibly easy to set up, and that's why I'm setting it up right here in front of you. Easy to set up, put fuel on them, get them ready to go, and then easily, without much trouble at all, get some boiling water for a backpacker meal. So basically, I'm set up now. Now, what we have here is an isobutane propane fuel mix. Some of these will come with pure isobutane, some with more propane, and vice versa, and on and on. Here's the thing about this particular setup that you need to be aware of. Because there's a liquid gas in here, that when it goes through the nozzle, this nozzle and creates the burner, or has the burner here that creates the fire, basically what happens is it takes the liquid gas and turns it into a vapor. And that's why when you shake it, you can hear the liquid gas in the canister. Now, because of the science of that, basically what happens is the liquid gas never gets ignited when you light it. Basically what's happening is the nozzle turns the liquid gas into a vapor. It then ignites, and so basically if you look at it, you can see that there is a gap between the actual flame and the canister, which is a good thing because you don't want it to blow up, right? So with that said, when this gas is cold, meaning let's say it's down below 30 degrees, it does not function very well at all. Basically what you'll have is that the gas won't flow through the nozzle properly because it makes the gas heavy. And so it sits in the bottom of the canister and it doesn't create a vapor as easily. And so when you're utilizing a canister like this in severe cold weather, it's not going to be there for you. The ways you can combat that, if you get out and you discover that, is basically you can put this inside your coat and warm it up. It's not going to blow up. Put it in your sleeping bag at night. That's usually what I do. Put it in my sleeping bag at night, and if I'm going to use it during the day, I put it inside my coat right before I want to utilize it. So basically that's what you get with something that uses the isobutane or propane in that manner. Now, with that said, let's set that guy aside and take a look at another one. So basically what you have here is a fuel canister, and I've got 2 or 3 different heads for it that I didn't bring today because there's so many. It'd just be impossible to show them all. But basically what you have here is, again, a white gas. I actually use the MSR Whisper Light International because the International can be utilized on several different types of gas. Now what I have in here right now is basically white gas, which is similar to what most people refer to as Coleman fuel and stuff of that nature. But basically you hook your stove into here and you're going to pump this up to create pressure to push the vapor through the apparatus that gets attached to it. And again, the different apparatuses are numerous. Now with that said, it doesn't matter what type of weather conditions you have, particularly on the International. You can use it at high altitude, you can use it in obviously mountaineering expeditions. You can utilize it in a situation where it's extremely cold and it's still going to function properly. So from my perspective, if I were going to carry one that was more useful for survival, it would be this guy and like a Whisper Light International or a Whisper Light or something of that nature. The problem that you run into is that this is a very heavy liquid gas and this is incredibly light. So this little apparatus here all nests together rather easily inside this canister and basically inside the cup, such that without much effort on my part, I've got everything nested together real well, fits tightly, small little package. Whereas this takes a little bit more room. It's got an apparatus that's about the size of a Bunsen burner, and so it takes up quite a bit more room and is a lot bit heavier. So you have to determine what's best for you. Do you want to carry something that's a little bit bigger, just a little bit heavier, and I'm talking just a few ounces, or do you want to carry something that at the same time is a lot lighter, a lot more compact, a lot nests together better, but probably doesn't work in cold weather without some additional help from you. The other thing is this can cook a meal in a few minutes. This can get hot and have boiling water in less than a minute, really. I mean, from setup to having boiling water, you can have a less than 5 minutes. You'll have boiling water with an apparatus, including setup. Setup and everything getting ready here, you're talking about 10 to 15. So depending on how good you are. So with that said, there's a lot of options for you on backpacker stoves, whether you use them for camping, survival, basically on a remote farm like this where I want to fix lunch one day. I usually take this little guy with me and I'm ready to go. So with that said, glad you joined us. If you have any questions or comments, then please put them below and I'll do everything I can to answer them for you. We really appreciate the thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel if you so desire, if you found anything that I said here useful, and we appreciate you being here. Come on, join in. Let's learn together. The inside of each of these polarized pipeline.
Waiting on word from city or state officials to see what's going on, what they can tell us. But right